everyone, I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
And it's time once again. Vince, what do you recommend today?
Today I recommend a movie.
What movie do you recommend?
I'm recommending The Flight of Dragons.
Not Flight of the Navigator?
No, Flight of Dragons.
Oh.
Why? Because there's dragons in this one.
There's navigators in the other one. Yeah. Well, one.
there's Navigator in the other one.
Yeah.
Or Navigator.
Well, I mean, apparently that alien wasn't good enough at flying his spaceship because he needed some kid to be his navigator. So. That's a weird movie. Did you ever see that?
No.
Anyway, what about Flight of the Dragons?
I'm recommending Flight of the Dragons. Now, I saw this movie when I was a kid, and I always thought it was really fun and cute and interesting. And the other day, i.e. before Valentine's Day, because this was a Valentine's Day gift to my fiance from myself.
Oh, okay, cool.
And she said, "Oh, I love that movie so much, and I used to have a burned copy of it, but I can't find it. You know, it's just not available." And I said, "I think it is." She said, "Is it? It wasn't when I wanted it." And I said, "Well, let me look it up." So I ordered it for her and gave it to her for Valentine's Day. And she was like, "Oh my God, it's so cool."
Was it still in print, or did you just find an old copy?
It's available on Amazon. I'm assuming it's still in print. It was really pretty cheap.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
I think I found it for about $15.
Yeah.
Not too bad. So it's
Warner Brothers. It shouldn't have gone out of print. I mean, it's not like Disney where they put stuff in the vaults. So
it's not particularly a great DVD if you're looking in terms of special features and all that stuff. It's pretty much just the movie.
Yeah.
And in fact, I'm not even sure why they gave you a menu screen, because it's pretty much Warner Brothers play.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like that. Well, that's better than That's better than when they put special features on the back and then you click on it and it says languages. You're like, that's not a special feature. That's something everything has. Like,
it's not a special feature. That's a setting. What are you talking about?
That's a necessity. If that's not on there, that's not fair.
Special features, captions. Oh, yeah. But
thanks.
This movie is lots of fun. I mean, everything revolving around how a dragon flies makes this movie worth watching. It kind of holds up. I mean, granted, it's obviously intended for children, but it's still a solid movie. Now, this movie does something that I think a lot of TV shows and books even could take a lesson from. Now, the thing that it does is it doesn't put all the focus on the guy who's randomly inserted into epic story. So this movie starts off following the people in this mystical land that are in peril. And they reach out into the future and see, there's a descendant. Maybe that guy can help us because there's some prophecy or blah blah or who to whatever. So they look into the future, grab him, and pull him into it. It's largely about everybody and him, so you have an ensemble cast. Now, the reason that I'm bringing that up is that there are movies and TV shows and novels that drive me nuts when the main character is the focus from the get-go. And he has no idea that he's descended from some mystical line of fae folk. Or whatever, and that drives me nuts. It's like Mary Sue type fiction. It's looking back at things saying, well, if my life wasn't so boring, maybe this would happen to me. Well, it's forcing occasion for story is what it's doing. I mean, like what's a lot better is if somebody is thrust into action and then they become important because of something they do, not because of what they're destined to become. That's something I found myself talking about a lot lately with certain things, especially Spawn. You know, but other things too. I went into it even with Hancock. You know, that movie's got that too, and there's
so anyway.
There's a TV show called Lost Girl, which my fiance loves, and I think it's terrible. Oh, I'm such a jerk. I think that show's terrible. But it's all because there's a bunch of mystical world stuff that happens around one character who is pulled into it just because she has some ability that she didn't realize was tied to the secret world. It drives me nuts.
I'm not going to say that kind of thing can't work.
I'm not saying it can't work. I'm saying it does work well if you do it right.
Yeah, okay.
So we have this guy who is thrust into this world, but we already have this world established, and the main character isn't necessarily him. He's just a significant character who becomes a guy that's really important. So, yeah, I like this movie because it does things that are done well. And has an animation style similar to The Hobbit, so if you like that... it's worth checking out.
I've seen that, but it's been so many years I don't remember it.
It's I'm not going to say it's the greatest movie. I mean, there are parts in there that are really hokey. There's a part there that cracks me up. It's not supposed to be funny. It's there's some thing that's making noise that drives people insane and violent, and the dragon guy and this knight fella are in the woods, and this noise starts going crazy, and they start getting violent, and they're like, no, block it out, and he starts singing some ridiculous song rolling around on the ground, and really what it sounds like is somebody has taken one of those little shakers, you know what I mean, one of those little instruments, and everybody's going, no, oh, we're going crazy. I guess he just doesn't like that style of music. I mean, maybe the guy should learn a tune, because he's pretty much just going but, oh, we're going violent, oh no.
It's better than like an ear-piercing screech like in Smallville, but...
You know, that's something that I've found interesting. It works in print better.
Oh no, Jarrell's calling me!
I mean, it's something that works in print a little bit better because you can use your imagination. But things where like characters,
except for like those Scholastic team books where they give you like an onomatopoeia sound, like in all capital letters. Like every time you see it, the sound is like 50 E's with an H at the end. You're like, well, I guess I can use my imagination to try to figure out what that thing is supposed to sound like. But wouldn't it have been more effective if you just left that out?
E. Oh no, it has an exclamation point. Oh, E. But
anyway,
like, you know, you would read comic books that have things like the creeper's laugh drives people insane or
yeah,
something like that, and then you hear it on a cartoon, you're like, that's really funny. I don't understand how I mean, it's kind of annoying, sure, but
see,
anyway.
comic books can get away with this because, you know, you put the word in some kind of a, you know, cool kind of font, and you size it differently and stuff, and then you can get a sense of what it sounds like looking at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like, at least the impact that it has.
Yeah, everybody knows what Sknit sounds like. Everybody knows what Bamf sounds like. Those kind of things work really well, I think. But
I agree, and that's why I say it works better in print than it does in film. Yeah, but yeah. That part notwithstanding, I mean, there are some hokey parts in this. It is intended for children, blah blah blah, but I like it. So what do you have today, Cap?
Well, today I'm going to recommend something that I just picked up. This is
literally
just today. This is a banner of Galactus. Let me see if I can get it out here. And as you notice, it says Sideshow Collectibles down the side. This actually is a banner.
I'm trying to help, but I'm just ruining.
A picture of Sideshow's action figure of Galactus. But the way they've shot it, and the way they've obscured certain parts in shadow, it doesn't look like an action figure. It looks like this fantastic, you know, almost like 3D rendered Galactus, and like it looks like what I would imagine Galactus would look like in a movie if they actually did him right. You know what I mean? Like that's.
You get a side on the other side.
That's what the CG Galactus would look like. And anyway, I think it's really cool. So you know, I would recommend this toy if I had it because it's a great toy. But I bought this because I collect Galactus, and I thought this looked really awesome. And at first I was like, hey, that's a great Galactus. And then I got closer and I was like, that's a figure. Yeah. And I almost had to buy it just because it was so impressive that they made me want a picture of an action figure that I don't own. And I've also always wanted one of these banners. I think these comic banners are really, really cool. When Vince first came over and saw it, he thought it was a poster, and then he got closer and went, oh wait, that's cloth. That's awesome.
It's like, oh, that's cloth. Oh, it's an action figure! Because I didn't notice until I looked right there at the skin portion.
Yeah.
The rest of it just looks like a painting.
Doesn't look like plastic.
Yeah.
You'd buy one of these, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd buy that one.
What's that?
I said I'd buy that one because it looks good. I mean,
you haven't seen the other ones, but I mean, like, yeah. But I'm just saying, if it was a character you really liked and it didn't look too much like an action figure, you'd do that.
I'd probably pick up the Thing, or of course the Punisher, or the Shadow, or something. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's pretty cool.
I know where my loyalties lie.
But that's all I have to say about it. It's awesome. There's also a much larger version of these. I've seen. They have these at my local store. I've seen like a Joker one and a Batman one and several others. But they have these like 2 or 3 times larger even. This one I paid $30 for, and then the bigger ones he had for $60. I don't know what they. I don't know if there's an official retail or what other places are charging, but that's what Elite Comics here in Kansas City charged, and I thought it was quite worth it. I think it's great. So. Yeah. Anyway,
and of course it is Sideshow Collectibles. Is that what it says?
Yeah. Good.
Sideshow Collectibles.
Good, high quality banner there. So anyway, that's what I recommend today, and those just came out recently, so you might be able to get your hands on it if you have a novelty store or a comic book store close that carries stuff like that. Anyway, thanks as always for watching. That's it for us, and we'll see you next time on Recommends. I'm Captain Logan.
I'm Vince.
See you later.